Hey, what's up, guys? It's Anthony here, and I'm back, and I want to share something with you that's quite powerful, and I think something that most of us can relate to, especially on our journey of self-development or personal growth or becoming the best version of yourself, or whatever you want to call that. And I've called this getting tastes of higher consciousness and stepping into a higher consciousness for your life. And basically, I want to share with you a little bit of my perspective around that and how you can actually step into that place more often so it becomes your norm almost to be in a state of higher consciousness. Now, what do I mean by that state of higher consciousness? I think that term consciousness gets thrown around. You'll have people like Eckhart Tolle talking about it, and then more people like Tony Robbins, more intense self-development guys, and they have a similar view on it, but really for me it means it's just your higher self. And our higher self is that person who's inspired, who's positive, who's empathetic towards others, who believes, who has high levels of self-belief in his own ability. You know, when we're in times maybe when the music's pumping, when we're having a conversation with someone, when we're listening to someone speak, when we're, reading a book, and we have these thoughts, these beliefs about our own ability, about how the world really is. That's our higher consciousness, that's our higher self. But then in the day-to-day when we're, just watching TV or just being quite lazy, lethargic, quite slow, or just going through our daily routines and we don't really have these complex thoughts or higher level thoughts, that's our lower consciousness, and we spend much more time in that body. But then every now and then, you have a conversation with a friend, you'll be in your car, you'll just be feeling free, you'll be out in nature like I am today, it's absolutely beautiful, and you just have these higher thoughts, these more deeper thoughts, and ultimately that's who you really are, that's who you really want to develop into. But we live in a world, a society that is more far living in this lower consciousness mindset, so that's what we keep falling into more often than not. But I want to share about, the power of what happens in our higher consciousness self and how we can get into that daily. I want to give you the exact strategies how you're going to get into that daily, okay? But think about it, when you're in your high consciousness self, what do you feel like you can do? Is your potential higher or is it lower? When you have these great thoughts, these great ambitions, right? Are you more magnetic? Do people like to be around you more when you're in your higher consciousness self or your lower consciousness self? I'm sure you've got friends that think you're a bit weird, you're a bit too much when you're in your high consciousness self, but they're your friends that are going to be bringing you down. But then you've got these friends or people that you've talked to in your life, maybe it's just people you see on YouTube, some random dude like me sharing a message like this, and you're like, yes, that's who I really am. Okay, so I want you to identify yourself with, when you have these higher thoughts, that's not the person that you're not, that's the person that you are, okay? You might be showcasing to the world your lower self more often, but ultimately we all have this divine potential which comes through a higher consciousness. If I talk about my journey in self-development, all my growth, all the great ideas I've had, all the great action that I've taken to get, results like writing a book or creating a video course or making YouTube videos or coaching or conversations with people or writing that I've done, it's been through my higher consciousness self. When I've had incredible life experiences, that's come through being in a total state of high consciousness. I'm thinking totally different, I'm being totally different. When I go to a party, I put myself in a state to be interacting, to be present with the people around me. I'm in my higher consciousness self, and I live in that place more often, and life is just so much more free, fulfilling, and ultimately a lot more fun, okay? So think about the times that you get into a higher consciousness self. I'll just come a bit closer here. So think about maybe you're listening to loud music or inspiring music. That's one, okay? Music is a great way to change your state. Maybe two, after you've exercised, you're feeling amazing. You're like, wow, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be exercising more often, okay? What about when you're reading a book? Some information, lately I've been listening to Russell Brand. I can't not listen to Russell Brand and be in a low state. When I'm listening to Russell Brand, I'm thinking, I'm feeling, I'm alive, okay? Maybe it's watching a video at one of your favorite speakers or a conversation with someone where you have these deeper level thoughts, okay? So if that's how we get into it every now and then we come back to the real world and we step back into our lower self, to develop anything long term, it comes based on your time in that environment. To get to a place where working out at the gym is your normal, say working out at the gym is your higher self, you can go once and you can taste that experience of, feeling alive. But if you don't go again, you step back into the lower levels, you're pulled back down. Maybe a week later you go back to the gym, you get in this higher self, you're boosting, you've pumped your state, okay? But what about someone who works out 4 days a week and eats healthy? They're going to be feeling that state much more often. And if you're in that state much more often, it's a habit that you develop, it's a mindset that you develop, and then you can take that with you no matter where you are. Okay, so my number one strategy for stepping into higher levels of consciousness is either information or associations daily. Here's the key, it comes in daily, okay? Information, I mean, that's what you feed yourself. Whether that's reading a great book, I'm reading Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard. Every single page on that brings me into a higher consciousness state, okay? If I'm, like I said, I'm listening to Russell Brand in his book Revolution, same thing. So every single day, even if it's just 10 minutes, I'll listen to it or read something that's just gonna make me think on a deeper level, make me think on a higher level. Okay, or number two is have a conversation with somebody that's gonna challenge you to think bigger, challenge you to think stronger, believe in yourself more, okay? And on top of that, stimulate your body, move your body, breathe deeper, push harder. That's how you step into a high consciousness state. It's not something crazy, you don't have to, give yourself affirmations each day necessarily to do that. It's just about what you're feeding yourself, okay? But the simplest way is information daily. Give yourself 10 minutes in the morning, just at 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever time you're getting up. Just to give yourself some information that's going to stimulate you, that's going to push you a little bit higher in the morning. Because if you can get there in the morning, you're going to carry it through the day. I'm here, I don't know what the time is, it's probably about 9 or 10 a.m. and I just want to make a video. When I'm making a video, I'm totally present. I'm stepping into a higher self, and by doing that, now when I go back to see my family, or I go out today, we're going to this really incredible waterfall to have another awesome experience. I'm in a higher self. I can enjoy life more. I'm more present. I'm much more grateful, and life is totally fulfilling. At our essence, that's what we want. We want a life that is totally fulfilling. Each day we wake up, we feel alive, we feel excited, we're joyful. And number two, we want personal levels of achievement. Success comes in our growth, okay? So stepping into our higher consciousness, we're going to get much more fun out of life. We're going to be so much more fulfilled, we'll be more active, be more vibrant, and you'll be absolutely more alive, okay? So watch that message, share it with someone that you've talked with on levels that are a high consciousness, and say, hey, look, this is what he's talking about when we're having these conversations, okay? Take something out of this. I hope you have. Again, Merry Christmas. It's just the 26th here. It's Boxing Day. Hope you're all having awesome holidays. Much love.